What's up, good people? We are back for another episode of Love and Relationships. Listen, I don't know what's going on over there on Facebook, but y'all gonna have to come over to YouTube tonight. Something's going on with streaming on Facebook right now. But anyway, we gotta drive on. It's your boy JD, aka Mr. December, and we are back for another episode of Love and Relationships. And you guys, it is good to be here. We got a great show for y'all tonight. We got somebody really, really special in the building as usual. I want to bring her up right now. I want y'all to please say hello to the lovely Miss Antionette. Antionette, say something to the people.
Greetings, everyone. Again, it's a pleasure to be here. JD, thank you for allowing us to be in this space and have these discussions. I look
Mhm.
forward to what we are about to dive into. Again, remember to like, share, subscribe so that way we could get this party started.
And get this party started. We shall. I'm gonna try my best to figure out what's going on over on Facebook. But until then, y'all do me a favor. Please hit the like button for your boy. Please hit the like button. It will help us out tremendously if you do so. I don't know what's going on, but we're gonna make it do what it do. It's just me and Antoinette for the night, y'all. But we got a really, really good show for you. You see the title, you see the thumbnail, and we're gonna get ready to jump right into it tonight. Let's see who we got in the building. Miss Iris Chapman is in the building. Hello, good evening, Miss Iris Chapman. It's so good to see you each and every week. Thank you so much for supporting us over here on this platform. So yeah, y'all come on in, hit that like button, comment, subscribe if you have not already, and we're gonna get right into it, y'all. So listen, we got to talk about something that's going on in our community, and we we're hearing a lot more about it these days, and that would be people having emotional trauma, being emotionally wounded, and getting help and therapy for it. I literally just heard somebody say on another platform before I came up that a lot of times in our community we've heard, you got something going on, just pray about it, right? And there's absolutely nothing wrong with that because y'all know I'm a pastor. I believe in prayer. But I also believe in therapy, right? So prayer in combination with therapy is how we begin to heal these emotional traumas and these emotional wounds that we have. And a lot of times we don't even realize how much emotional trauma we've had in our lives. A lot of times we don't even realize that there's any emotional wounds there at all. But we see this a lot with men. We as men we're told that we got to be tough, hold in your emotions, don't cry or whatever, and we'll dive a little bit deeper into that here in a little bit about why men don't uh, do that as much, share their emotions or open up or be as vulnerable as women would like us to be. We're going to talk about that in a little bit. But first, I want to share this video that I saw on TikTok, y'all. And I want to talk about it because I think that this will help us to understand where a lot of the emotional trauma can be resolved, right? And I want to talk about it from the men's perspective. And then, of course, I want Antoinette to come around and talk about it from the female's perspective. I believe we got the right one here to talk about it. So let me bring this up real quick, and hopefully we don't have any issues with it. Y'all check this out. This is a clip from the infamous Iyanla Van Zant. Iyanla Fix My Life. And I don't know why a lot of people have been giving Iyanla a lot of slack lately. Maybe Antoinette can help us with that. But we're gonna get right into it, then we're gonna talk about it, y'all. So check it out.
I don't think my husband respects my position as stepmom.
Let's talk about that.
Your children, the ones that I did not create, they're allowed to do what you do. They sleep all day. They don't come out of the room. They don't do what
Wait
they
a
need to
minute,
do.
hold up. I want you to come over here. I want you to watch this. Let me show you something. Go sit over there. I have a little concern because your sons are not demonstrating that they are learning to be the kind of man I know you want them to be. They're going to demonstrate the kind of man you teach them to be. And I'm not really sure what to do about that. Can you hear me? Mm-hmm. That's how you do that. The woman has to talk to her man to get him to move the way she needs him to move. You're not going to get nothing with that. Did you see that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think my husband respects my position.
Did y'all hear that pretty good? Could y'all hear that?
Mhm.
Now, did y'all? I want to play this again, and we're gonna watch this again. And did y'all? I want y'all to notice this man's face from the first response to the second response. And before y'all start coming at me, this is not to insult, shame, or guilt anybody. We're not pointing the finger here. I just want to make a very, very valid point and use this as a launching pad, right?
Put that
Yeah,
disclaimer out there,
yeah, I
brother.
gotta put that disclaimer out there. I'm using this for a launching pad, right? You know, to get to where we need to go. So y'all bear with me. I'm gonna play this again, and I want y'all to watch his face with the first gesture or whatever, for the lack of a better word, and then watch his face with the second gesture, and then watch her face when it clicks. Okay, we're gonna play it again. Here we go.
Position as stepmom.
Let's talk about that.
Your children, the ones that I did not create, they're allowed to do what you do. They sleep all day. They don't come out of the room. They don't do what
Wait
they
a
need to
minute,
do.
hold up. I want you to come over here. I want you to watch this. Let me show you something. Go sit over there. I have a little concern because your sons are not demonstrating that they are learning to be the kind of man I know you want them to be.
Right there. Did y'all see it? Right. I'm gonna go back a little bit.
To be the kind of man I know you want them to be.
I don't think my
Bam.
husband
Right there. Y'all pay
I
attention.
have a little
We're going
concern
somewhere.
because your sons are not demonstrating that they are learning to be the kind of man I know you want them to be. They're going to demonstrate the kind of man you teach them to be. And I'm not really sure what to do about that. Can you hear me?
Did y'all see? Are y'all seeing his face? Let's keep going.
Mm-hmm. That's how you do that.
And then her reaction when she sees how different he responds, right?
Woman has to talk to her man to get him to move the way she needs him to move. You're not going to get nothing with that. Did you see that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think my husband.
So, y'all, listen. I wanted to bring that up because I think that a lot of men have past emotional trauma from previous relationships that maybe they don't realize, because in our community, the more of the first gesture has been more normalized, right? And we think that that's normal, and we think that we have to accept that. Now, ladies, y'all just saw the difference in the brother's face from when his wife was talking to him, and then when Iyanla went over and displayed a better way of communicating that to him. Obviously, she was frustrated because this is only a small clip. I didn't see the whole episode. We don't know what's going on behind the scenes in their relationship. However, what I do know is that that's the way that she's been taught or been used to talking to her man. And obviously, they're on the show for a reason because they need help to work it out. And let me just say, I commend them for being willing to go get the help to do it. So, y'all, couples therapy, individual therapy, whatever you need to do, I promise you it will be conducive to your relationship. But, ladies, we don't hear that. We've heard it too much. We've heard it enough. So, I mean, to be honest, when we start hearing that, we tune out. We tune out. And we don't receive it in the manner that it needs to be received because we're taking it as an attack. You're attacking our character. You're attacking the way that we move. And then when Iyanla came back and showed her another way, a better way, it clicked. You saw the light go off on his face. And he heard it. And he received it. And I guarantee you, if you go to your man with the softness and femininity, y'all, ladies, the softness in your voice and your femininity is your secret weapon. So use it. You heard what Iyanla said. You got to talk to your man to get him to move the way you need him to move. And I guarantee you, if you come to your man like that, he'll be moving that way. Now, another disclaimer. I can't put it all on the ladies because men, we get complacent sometimes, right? If things are going good, all we're worried about is things continuing to go good. All we're worried about, sometimes we have tunnel vision and we don't see the emotions and the feelings that our significant other are having, right? So men, we got to pay more attention to that, especially after your woman communicates with you the way Iyanla showed this young lady how to do it, right? If your lady is communicating with you like that and you ain't moving right, now ladies, it might take you a time or two. Might take you a time or two or three. But after a little bit, if the man is not moving in the way or in the way that you asked him to move or anything like that, then you might have a deeper problem. So I want to encourage the ladies tonight to not add to y'all gonna kill me. Y'all gonna kill me tonight. Ladies, don't add to the emotional trauma, the emotional wounds, and the emotional stress. I mean, I gotta call it like it is. Don't do it. And then, fellas, when your woman communicates with you with the softness and the love and the sweetness, y'all better get it in gear. You know what I'm saying? Because I mean, we gotta hold both accountable, right? Antionette, I've been talking long enough. I wanna get you in. What do you think?
So, yeah, it's about a balance. But with this particular example, it is about the approach, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, with the approach, how deep was that? I mean, within seconds, we just saw an entire 360 transformation on both sides of emotions, both sides, like you felt the transition when it
Mm-hmm.
happened. So the inflection, the tone, I mean, just the simple thing of her just gently leaning in. Because when you lean in and you have that touch of your
Mm-hmm.
partner and the different pauses that she took, and then it was she checked back in with him like,
Mm-hmm.
do you hear what I'm saying? Not, and you best to da 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 da,
Right.
right? So, I mean, I am calm from
Mm-hmm.
just those just those few seconds. But it is when you take a look in the mirror, right? And your partner is to be an image of you. And you're supposed to be that backbone, that rib, that shadow, that balance, that yin, that yang
Mm-hmm.
to who you are taking this journey with, right? It takes the time to there's a moment to be the coal for the fire, and then there's a moment to be just a slight breeze for the fire. Okay, so both keep the flame. However, it depends on where we going. Are we trying to pop up smoke, or we just trying to keep something going together? Now, as we move forward, as far as with the emotional wounds, right? Um, we said there's prayer, right? But
Mm-hmm.
what is everyone, or what is your partner or your understanding of what prayer is? So when somebody's giving you that advice, and we went over what we believe, each one of us believed advice really is when we break it down, right? Um, what do you understand prayer as? Is this giving up offerings? Is this recognizing saints? Is this speaking to the pastor in the confession booth? Is this lighting candles? Is this just taking a moment to meditate and say, hey, what is it that I need to do to balance myself in order for my partnership to work out? Or what is it that I need to heal within myself in order to be that best person for my partner? Right?
Mm-hmm.
So we need to figure out, again, we're always promoting therapy. Therapy is great, counseling is great. We have to work on taking away that stigma that therapy, counseling, divulging this information, our skeletons in our closet to a complete stranger is okay. But our fear is that we don't know that there are therapists that look like us. And I can attest to, I'm not going to do it because they don't understand my struggle. They don't understand my story, and they don't have an inkling of or a touch of relation to what we deal with, or what we experience, or the emotions that come up when we hear a song, when we hear something going on the TV, when we hear, uh, the ambulance or the police sirens outside. You don't know what emotional wounds that I have and are able to experience, have it been experiencing, and then to bring that into a relationship is hard.
Mm-hmm.
So, with us being able to juggle these difficult experiences, and then playing it and combining it with another's, right? How do we go about healing each other instead of continuing to scratch at an open wound and not healing, right? So we start going into being quick to react, because old girl was just like, and this and you and this and that. And we do this sometimes because it's just a knee jerk reaction.
Right, right. And,
And
and then I'm sorry to cut you
yeah,
off, but one thing that stood out to me was the first thing that she said. Your kids, who I did not create, that was you set yourself up for failure right
yeah,
there. You
yep.
know. But I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, and then what we have to unteach ourselves is just being quick to go at it. We are always taught to go do the dozens, right?
Hmm.
We've been raised on that. We used to play that just at school. Be ready to play them dozens and come back with an action and get that reaction and be ready to come back at it.
Hmm.
It's that tit for tat because it was embedded to be normal. And we keep applying these tit for tat actions in our relationships, in our day to day situations, which then gets us in a lot of trouble because we also start applying it to work,
Right.
friends, our surroundings, our circles, and then, it just builds up and it festers into something that causes additional conflicts, and it throws all of us off balance to where we're all into an orbit that's clashing instead
Right.
of coming up and getting back aligned and circling around
Hmm.
the sun. We got to think of it as our galaxy. And that's just what we have to work on when we're dealing with emotional wounds within ourselves, within our partnerships, within our society. And then how are we uh, making ourselves appear in front of others? We have to lead by example. So we need to start again, just enforcing and making a normalizing therapy and talking to each other first. And you have to build that bridge with your partner first before you can then build that bridge with a therapist and a counselor, because some of our men and women aren't comfortable.
Mm.
And we have
Right.
to be comfortable as a force, or not as a force, excuse me, as a union, and present our problems and have that humility to be like, hey, listen, yeah, we are dealing with something, but we're feeding into a negativity that we don't know how to heal ourselves, but we're willing to work on it together.
Right. I agree with you 100%. Now, and another thing too, isn't it funny how uh in our community talking to your significant other is talking to your significant other sideways is kind of normalized when you talk to people in the street like that. Don't talk to me like that. You know what I'm saying? Like you're not supposed to talk to the person that you love with a sense of
Hmm.
malice. I don't care how much they get on your nerves. Because I mean, let's just be honest. Every day is not going to be sunshine and rainbows in your relationship. I mean, let's just call it a spade, call it what it is.
Right.
But you, in those bad days, you have to remember the good days, and the good days make the bad days worth it. Does that make any sense? But we don't feel like that if you're out talking to people out in the street the same way that you talking to me. That's not conducive to the relationship. You
Hmm.
know, you're tearing your significant other down rather than building them up. You know what I'm saying? And then, like for the men, again, like I said a little bit ago, it's kind of been normalized, and a lot of men think that that's something that we're supposed to deal with. Or hey, when she starts snapping off on you or cussing at you or whatever, just be quiet, don't say anything, just ignore it when that needs to be nipped in the bud.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because I'm really big on respect. And I've been through it. I know it's a lot of guys out there that's been through it too. That had to deal with, the mouth or the emotional abuse or whatever. You don't have to put yourself through it. Okay, you should have enough respect for your partner to be able to talk to them in a loving manner. If you can't fix it on your own, then go get you some help, right? Iris Chapman says, when it's raining, be the one to put up the umbrella and make space for your partner. Exactly. Don't start fussing at your partner because it's raining. They didn't make it
Or
rain. Go ahead.
don't be, TTing on your partner and then claiming that it's rain.
There you go.
So,
That's it
so
too.
there it comes a time that you have to be grown enough to say, hey, my partner and I are on a different level. So, of course, everybody else that's in the streets, we move different,
Hmm.
because we're not going to be giving our information to everybody else that's in the streets. What's in our house is in our house, and we're going to deal with it, and we're going to have the appearance and the knowledge and the bond and all of the love and this, that, and the other within ourselves in our partnerships first, because we are on a whole nother level. And like you said, you have to have that respect for one another and your union and your family in order to have growth. Uh, we start dealing with our wounds because we're resisting help. We're
Mm-hmm.
always resisting help, or acknowledging the fact that there is somebody that actually cares, and we're
Right.
not used to someone being genuine in their motions to be like, hey, like, I'm checking in on you, I need you to check in with me too. And this is not for a checks and balance, this is literally because I care about you and I need to hear your voice and make sure that everything's all right, that you've made it to your destination, and that, let's say you ran over a cat, or you had a deer or something hit your car and you feeling some type of way. Let me hear your voice and make sure that you're safe. So there are
Mm.
partnerships, that literally care for you, where if in your past relationship, if that would have happened, your partner would have been like, I ain't,
Mm-hmm.
there would have been that brick wall. And sometimes this brings us to that fight or flight mode. And let me just elaborate on that. If you're attracted to somebody and y'all are clicking, but there's that one disagreement that comes up, and then you have these floods of, oh man, now what if, well, let me start preparing for this new relationship,
Mm-hmm.
this new partner to make their exit, right? So
Mm-hmm.
we basically start bracing ourselves for the emotional inflictions, so that the cut, when it happens or if it happens, isn't felt so deep, and we could at least have a scab to deflect the hurt. And so we're always preparing for that hurt, harm, damage, instead of preparing for growth, preparing
Mm-hmm.
for that neosporin and that bandage to be applied, because this person is going to be the stitch to
Mm-hmm.
continue with your relationship. So we have to stop thinking and preparing ourselves for something that's worse when you have a disagreement, and actually start learning how to have effective communication and expressing ourselves with our partners, that everything may not be peaches and cream, no matter how much we like 112, but we
Mm-hmm.
want to be able to work on this together, so that way we can have a stronger bond and relationship for ourselves and our community.
Right, right. I agree with you 100%. So, if you're, kind of, we're gonna push this thing just a little bit further. So, if this is what you're dealing with, or this is how you handle your communication, this might be, I'm not saying it is, but this might be a sign that you're emotionally wounded in some kind of way. Now, I want to bring up another one, right? Another sign that you might be emotionally wounded is reflecting on bad memories. Y'all remember those old school record players, right? That your grandma used to play on Sundays or on Saturday morning or whatever, cleaning up the house. You know what I'm saying? So if the record got stuck, right, it would be scratching and get stuck in that same spot, right? Until you go fix it, right? Until you go fix that needle, then it'll go on. You know what I'm saying?
I, I don't know, but yeah, I seen it on TV,
You
right?
seen it on TV? I am too. You know what? I think my granddaddy probably still has my grandma's record player at his house. And we used to go try to be DJ Quick and them or whoever it was, and be. She used to get so mad at us for that. But anyway, moving on. So the record it'll get stuck and keep skipping in the same spot, right? Until you fix it, and then it goes on and continues to play the record.
Mhm.
That's how it is with us a lot of times in our emotional wounds and our emotional traumas. We get stuck in that place, and it keeps going over and over and over again. We keep replaying it in our mind because we can't get past it. But there's something that you have to do. There's a process in order to get it playing again. Same thing with us. It's a process in order to get your life going again, in order to get your life playing. The problem is that a lot of us don't want to go through the process because the process is oftentimes painful. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then watch this. Not only is the process sometimes painful, but it gives us a sense of reality because what do we got to do? I don't have my props like Alabama Church Girl, but a lot of times when we go through the process, it forces us to have to look in the mirror. You know what I'm saying? It forces us to have to look at ourselves and see what part we're playing. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of people don't want to do that. They don't want to deal with the process, and it's painful to go through the process. You know,
And
if
it's lonely.
and it's lonely. Exactly. Go ahead.
And it's work.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a coming to Jesus moment.
Mm-hmm.
And it's an aha moment. And it's like, okay, listen, day by day, how am I going to get past this and continue to be strong? What is at the end of the rainbow if I don't have an example, or I'm too embarrassed to share this path or this journey with my friends and family?
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to be judged about this. You know,
Right.
if I'm always that person that seems to have it all together, and then I'm making the wrong choices within my home, how can I share this with somebody else? So the process is very different. It's very difficult.
Mm-hmm.
And it's something that you have to start realizing and actually start doing, because the longer you wait, the longer you're gonna miss that opportunity to be like, okay, I did it. I'm here for the best. And then you may miss that opportunity to meet that one person that was made for you.
Mm-hmm.
Because things happen for a reason, but it's also up to you to put one foot in front of the other and get there. It's not just going to magically happen. And like we were saying, hey, if you have to pray about it, if you got to tell yourself that every day in your morning affirmations, your mantras, whatever, to give you strength and to keep you focused on what your end goal is, then that's all that matters.
Right, absolutely. You know, we got to keep that end goal in mind. Yo, Chantel Simone is in the building, y'all. Yo, shout out to Chantel. She was over on the Peef last night doing the doggone thing. Shout out to Chantel. She is growing enormously over there on YouTube, y'all. So if you haven't already, y'all go check Chantel out. But yeah, absolutely, Antoinette. You know, this thing about the process. You know. Sometimes, you know, let's equate it to physical therapy for a minute. If you've ever been to physical therapy, whether you've broken a bone, had a surgery, anything like that, you know it's going to be a process in order to get yourself back to 100%. You know, sometimes you might have to have surgery. You know, sometimes it takes somebody with some outside knowledge and some outside experience to get in there and reset some bones or straighten some bones out or anything like that, right? But once that process is over, you begin to heal, right? And that healing process is sometimes painful. You know what I'm saying? Just because you've gone through the process to start correcting it, you know that does not mean that it's over. We still got some work to do. You know what I'm saying? And if you break your leg and you stop after the cast comes off, then you know one leg is gonna be smaller than the other one. You don't want that. That's not what's up. Who want to be walking around with one leg smaller than the other one? Come on now. You want your legs to look somewhat symmetrical. You know what I'm saying? Even if it's not 100% symmetrical. You remember what's it? that comedian Ricky Smiley. They used to do the deacon with the big boot, the
Oh,
long boot to make. We don't want to be emotionally walking around with a big boot on. You know what I'm saying? So absolutely. Iris Chapman says sometimes the pain becomes a companion. Ooh.
mhm.
Good Morning Heartache by Billie Holiday.
That is.
Yo, knowledge from the old school, right?
It is, cousin.
Sometimes we get used to that pain and we don't want to get. Yo, Iris Chapman is dropping
Yes.
bars tonight. But yeah, you sometimes you have to go through physical therapy in order to get those bones moving and those muscles growing again to be proper, so you're not unsymmetrical in your relationship.
Right.
It takes effort. You can schedule your appointments all day long, but if you're not going to them, and then if you're not doing the work that they give you, if you're not doing those little stretches they tell you to do at home, putting ice on it, all that stuff, it's not going to look. I done made Antionette
Oh,
laugh. She
look,
done knocked over the camera.
that's right. Look, it's
She
so
done knocked over the camera. It's all good. We having fun over here while we doing some healing over here, right? But yeah, are y'all picking up what I'm putting down? I,
literally.
I hope you right. I hope y'all are picking up what I'm putting down. But yeah, we got to do something in order to fix these emotional wounds. And your relationship, right, needs to be a safe place in order for you to do that. Because look, I'm gonna tell you something. You know, men, we have our ego and we have our pride. We got to know that our lady is a safe space and a place of peace. Now, I told y'all I was going to touch on it in a little bit. This is the reason why a lot of times men don't open up. I hope y'all are ready for this. A lot of times men do not open up. I see you, Antoinette. Get ready. Don't jump through StreamYard and choke me. I'm just keeping it real.
Let me write this down.
Yeah, write it down. Write it down. A man will not open up sometimes, a lot of times, and be vulnerable because we are afraid that the woman will use it against us, and it happens.
Hmm.
Oh, now you want to be macho man. You were just sitting over there snot nose crying 2 days ago, talking about what was going on. Don't look, don't shoot the messenger. A lot of people say that they don't understand why their relationship is not working, why their man is like this or whatever, whatever. But it seems, I'm not saying that everybody does this, but it seems like a lot of women are concerned about what the man is or is not doing. But when the man tries to vocalize the reasons why he's moving like that, we're not heard. We're not heard. That's why we keep a lot of things bottled in, because we're not heard. That's why a lot of us are emotionally wounded, because we feel like we're not being heard. We need our woman to hear us, to be that place of peace. And going back to the video we played just a minute ago,
Mhm.
if you talk to your man like that, and your man feels comfortable being, I promise you, he'll be running trying to do whatever it is that you trying to get him to do, and gonna be glad to do it.
Yeah.
Look, I'm giving y'all the cheat code. Y'all ain't hearing me tonight.
No, I mean, you seriously are, because that's not the first time I've heard that either. And yeah, y'all definitely like to listen to be understood, not heard. So when you are open and can actually put in actions instead of just saying, "All right, baby, yeah, I hear you," but you put those actions forward to what was actually expressed, because it does take y'all a lot to express and communicate sometimes. But if you have a man that is like, hey, listen, I'm open. This is who I am. This is what I expect. This is what I'm dealing with, you know, um, then you, as the woman, should feel comfortable and secure that this man has now given you that information because he feels some type of security with you that you will now take that information to heart and you put into actions to show that his uh, belief and security in you can continue and y'all can move forward in this relationship. So yeah, I've heard that. I definitely heard that before, and it's true. It's very true on how y'all function. So I have no disagreement with that one.
Yo, I think we hit a milestone tonight. I think this might not be the first time, but I think this is maybe. I think I can count on this many fingers.
Okay.
I didn't get no pushback from the ladies tonight.
Yeah, no,
Oh, yeah, we doing good. We
that,
doing good.
well, it makes sense. Like we
Mm-hmm,
say, make it make sense, right?
mm-hmm,
Anybody who uh, you want something, if you're in your own home and you are attracted to somebody that you want to spend your nights, your weekends, your mornings, your sunrise, whatever, your life with, and this is the person you want to journey with, then yeah, when I'm expressing or you're expressing something to me and I'm trusting you to receive it and have communications and be able to hey, come back to it and be like, hey baby, when you was talking about this X, Y, and Z. I understand you was concerned about that. I just wanted to readdress it in this particular manner. Let's go ahead and do this, or I had already planned this because you were feeling or you were in this particular space. I decided to go ahead and do X, Y, and Z. So
mm-hmm.
this is showing, I am showing you that I'm not just listening to you, but I'm putting your expressions and your feelings into action.
Right.
So it's important. It definitely is. It's important for us to be able to balance each other because, again, everything will not be sunshine, rainbows, hearts, diamonds, XOXO. But you have to find a way to work through the mud. You have to, because actually mud is great for your skin too. But sometimes you just need to be able to work through every single trial and tribulation. And we're not saying that once you do get past a particular trial and tribulation that it'll be over and done with. We're saying that you are able to move over that hump, and that should actually build your bond and your security and your love and your confidence and everything in between even stronger than what it was the night before.
Are y'all hearing what Antionette is saying? She dropping gems, y'all. She dropping gems as per usual,
I
as
try.
per usual. But yo, I had a lot more written down. Yeah, look, I had a lot more written down, but
Love
we
it.
already 48 minutes in, and we still got a long way to go. So yeah, we might have to revisit this again.
Okay.
Sometimes it's too much to try to get in, but I hope this is helping somebody. I need y'all to like the video. I need some more likes on the video. Y'all comment down below. We're gonna move on to the next topic.
Woo, woo.
We're moving on. We doing good tonight, y'all.
We
We
are
doing
doing
real
good.
good. So, direct or indirect approach. Yo, we gonna we're gonna lighten it up just a little bit to finish up, y'all. So, direct approach or indirect approach. Which one is better? And I just thought about it, y'all. It's a TikTok that's been going on. I'm gonna try to find it in a minute. I'm gonna try to find it, but I want to start with Antionette. I think I've done a decent rant tonight. So I want to start with Antionette on this one while I get ready to pull up another video that I want us to react to. In dating and relationships, Antoinette, what do you think is better, direct or indirect approach?
So if we talking about, it depends on what, no, actually no, it doesn't depend on what your age is and where you are in life and what phase. Because I was like, are we talking about maybe, college, where we all just trying to figure out, do a little taste test here and there, like we at the wine festival? No, I decided no, you need to have a direct approach. We don't have time for games. I'm not going to spend 3 weeks, 3 months, 3 years trying to uh, figure out who you are, who I am, and being able to not be comfortable uh, with my actions, and then thinking about, if I do this, or if I'm gonna do this with my homegirls, but he hasn't met my homegirls yet, or he haven't met these people in my family. How am I gonna act? No, have a direct approach. Listen, this is who I am, this is where I'm from, this is what I like. Now, there may be some things, of course, you don't want to put all your eggs in one basket, but of course, give at least surface information,
Mm-hmm.
direct stuff. Let's say, for example, with today's society, you never know. Everybody is free, okay? Free in their choices, free in their love, free in whatever. If that's the case, you need to say that in the beginning, because you do not know someone's background and upbringing. And, sometimes people are dealing with decisions that go against the grain of their family, or go against the grain of what they were raised on. And you come up with these different situations and different people. So just be direct, because we are finding so many people that are getting murdered or being attacked because they didn't give the surface information when they were pursuing someone else. So if you're married, hey, say, hey, I'm a polygamist. I'm married. I got 2 wives. Or I got 2 husbands. I'm interested in this. I have an OnlyFans page. This. If this date doesn't work out, hey, at least you could still subscribe if you think I'm cute. You know what I'm saying? Like, there
Yeah.
are so many factors that are out here in society right now, or even the fact that, hey, I may have had a child, but because I was so young, I adopted that person. So if you want to have children in the future, I may not want to have children. So these are things that you need to discuss when, and have a direct approach on it when um, seeking partnership or a romantic relationship with somebody. So I'm all for the direct approach, and you just have to move forward. For if people ain't with it, they just ain't with it.
I agree with you 100%. And the reason why I like the direct approach best, right? Matter of fact, is to me, it's kind of the only way to do it. I mean, if you flirting with somebody a little bit, it might be a little bit indirect, but overall, the direct approach is better uh, because I don't have time to be trying to cover up which lie I told to this one. I ain't got time for that.
Right.
I'm getting older. I'm having to write things down. You know what I'm saying? So,
And work.
yeah, yeah, I ain't got time for that. And then, on top of that, men, we want peace. And look, are there men out there that are still playing games at 30 plus?
Yes.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Yes.
But y'all ladies can't get off the hook either. There's a lot of y'all ladies that are still playing games.
Listen.
30 plus too. It might be a little bit more on the man's end. However, you ladies, mm, anyway, I ain't got time. I ain't got time to be trying to keep up with who I told this to. And
Right.
look, when you find you a nice lady, right, that's interested in you, right, that doesn't mind cooking you a meal, that doesn't mind sending you home with some food when you leave, that don't mind uh, driving a couple hours to spend the day with you. You know what I'm saying? That don't mind you coming to spend the day with her. You know, why even attempt to mess that up?
Because there's
I
several
ain't.
ladies that will do that. So I have an ex who was like, he's an entertainer, and if you go through the inbox, it's the same conversation, it's the same responses, because it is easy for him to keep up with all the women because he's just coming up with the same script, right? Same
Mm,
script, different women. All these women, great women. I don't know, but let's say all these women are great women. They make a meal, they go out on dates, whatever, whatever. But because there's so many options, and some women are just now at the point of just wanting the presence of a man, the need of a man, the attention of a man, these motions are being allowed. They're being afforded. And it's easy for him, and I'm just saying now, men in general, to move around so many women when all you have to do is just do cut and paste in the
mm,
DMs and keep that attention going. So it's kind of easy for him to keep up with all these women because he's not giving a different story. It's just he has a different page, a different chapter, and it's a different person, but it's the same script.
okay.
So even though you're dealing with a direct approach, you're technically indirect because you're saying, hey, I'm an entertainer, but I'm also entertaining in different ways. You didn't ask me how I'm entertaining. Am I
Mm,
entertaining other women? Am I entertaining other situations? Am I entertaining just women with children? So that way, when I'm ready to move around, it's
mm,
easy for me to do that because I already have somebody else lined up. You know what I'm saying?
mm.
So it depends on what kind of situation and what type of male or female that we're dealing with. So it's
Yeah.
it's multifaceted.
I can dig that. I can dig it. Uh, Irish Chapman says that I am way past dating, but direct is always the best practice all around. I feel you, Miss Irish Chapman,
Mm-hmm.
and we definitely agree with you on that over here. But got a video, got
Yeah.
another video I want to play, and it comes from uh, this YouTube page. They're on YouTube and Instagram. It's called Eight at the Table. That's the channel name. It's called Eight at the Table, and they give a pretty balanced perspective on the topics that they talk about between men and women. So fair use is in the building. Shout out to Eight at the Table. Let me bring this up on the screen right now. So I already fast forwarded just a little bit through their introduction. So let's dive into it, Antionette, and see what these people have to say about the direct or indirect approach. Let's see.
The topic that we're going to speak about today is the indirect approach versus the direct approach. Are you familiar with that is?
Definitely.
All right. So, all right. For
No
those,
sugarcoating is what you
no sugarcoating. Basically, do not manipulate your way to get to the promised land, whatever that may be. Right? That's a direct approach. The indirect approach is, beating around the bush, maybe hiding out your flaws or your personality, your true personality to get to whatever end goal it is.
That's everybody.
Let me stop right here because I think you brought up a really really good point because I think that the reason why people tend to take a indirect approach is nobody wants to be judged, right? Whether it's because of your past or something that you've been through, nobody wants to be judged. And I think a lot of times it has to do with a fear that they're going to lose that person, especially if it's somebody that you like. What do you think about that, Antionette?
I do, but then I'm also like, you need to listen to your intuition. You need to listen to that voice that's saying, if you don't trust telling them what color your socks are, then you don't need to give this information to them. Like, everybody's forgetting that you need to think about the whole person concept, and you need to listen to yourself. Yes, you want a relationship. Yes, you want to move forward. But if there is something telling you in your gut, do not divulge this information. This is not saying, just keep something in secret away from somebody. This is saying, hey, I'm alerting you. Or some people might say, hey, this is the Holy Spirit slapping you, knocking on you, telling you, hey, this ain't it. Just finish this date. Or, hey, don't even finish this date. Go ahead and leave, but don't select go. Don't keep on going. Just end it right here and there. You don't have to divulge that information, because at the end of the day, they may use that against you later on in life.
Right. You're absolutely right, Antionette. Let's keep going.
Not everybody. Hold on. Please don't put me in that category.
No. It's definitely everybody has a little persona. No one's themselves fully in the beginning. How? Please explain how that is possible.
Just be you.
Yeah.
I don't think that everyone...
Just be you.
So are you indirect or you direct?
I'm pretty direct.
You sound like you're indirect.
I feel like everyone has a sense of like you're gonna have like a persona when you first meet someone. No one's gonna be ultimately. I don't think it's very hard for that. I think
that's because you're a Gemini.
I mean,
there's a lot of views.
Yeah, exactly. You got 10 faces.
Well, that's very true.
Yeah, but we're talking about extremely direct. If anything, we could actually give an example. Rico.
Oh, Nate, so you want to give an example of me?
Let's go.
Okay, it's like this. So, you ever been with a Puerto Rican?
No.
You want to be?
That's direct.
I'm just saying.
Okay. What if you had to be direct? There's something you don't like on somebody. What do you do?
You have to tell them.
What do you mean?
The
like
direct,
if they have like a booger?
Do you say like,
definitely tell
listen, I think you would look better with a different type of beard?
I don't know. They have something on them.
Well, you know what? Honestly.
Or how do you say it? Do you sugarcoat like, your beards, they look so good, but like, what if you tried it like this and like that? It's like a nice way to approach, right?
Yeah.
No, that's still direct. Direct is basically saying something.
I like your beard though. Don't think about it tonight. Like, damn.
Yeah, y'all got that recorded? All right, cool. Lexi, chill out. All right.
He's clipping that up.
Chill out, Lexi. Chill out.
Yeah.
But
Shout, Lexi.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter how.
Can't hear you.
There you go. See, me and the mute button were getting along just fine. We almost made it. But it's all good. Struggle streaming over here. But anyway, yo,
You froze.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you now. Yeah.
Are you with me?
Yeah.
You can see me?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, StreamYard is tripping. Y'all, if we get cut off, we'll come back. But so indirect approach, if it's something that you don't like on somebody, right? So, everybody knows that the beards are a little bit in, right? Everybody didn't have the ability to grow a beard, like what Rick Ross put on the map. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Everybody's not able to grow edges.
That's true.
The same way that some of us some of us are struggling in some areas. So the men in my family are not very hairy, so it's not in my genetics to have a full beard. But y'all, I tried the best I could. You know what I'm saying? It just wasn't working. But I didn't want to give up on it, right? But my lady, y'all, I was talking about my struggle beard. You know, we were kind of joking about it. And she was like, yeah, well, maybe you should try X, Y, and Z. You know, we were kind of joking about it, laughing it off or whatever, but it came across in a good way. You know what I'm saying? And then she sent me a picture of myself. She was like, yo, I love what you had going on in this picture. So you know what I did? I picked up my phone. I was booking my appointment with my barber, and I was like, "Yo, I need this." You know what I'm saying? So it's all about the approach, and that kind of ties back into what we were talking about earlier, right? So yeah, what do you think about what do you think about that, baby? I'm looking at my text messages. Yo, she texting me right now, so my bad. Antionette, what do you think about that? Can you tell them in my feels? Go ahead, Antionette. Go ahead, Antionette. Talk.
We love it. We
I know,
love
right?
love.
Go ahead. Go ahead. What do you think about that, Antionette? Talk to us.
So I agree because I'm telling you, like the other day, I was like, "Yo, so I'm thinking about coloring my hair. So what you think about this? What you you know?" So there are little checks and balances to keep your partner involved and interested in the things that you do. Now, direct approaches, and one thing that I thought about was like with fragrances. And y'all, I have a little cold, so really I don't know if I sound nasally or whatever. But like, what was it? The Axe body spray and all this other stuff. And I was like, I can't stand Axe.
That's
I really
terrible.
can't. And so if you're out on a date and like, oh, yeah, say this particular fragrance is not good on you, or literally I'm allergic to whatever components are in the X body spray, so I'm interested in you. However, next time, can you not wear that? Because I think it's horrible, and I would like to breathe. So you know what I'm saying? Just these little direct approaches, and it's not to be rude. Now, if you are not interested in someone, don't be rude and direct in what you do or do not like, because then you're just being an a-hole. Okay. And like we said before in the beginning, it's all about your approach, right? And that communication and how you speak with the other person. Now, if you're interested in that person, then it's like, listen, so do it with a little bit of smile,
Yeah.
a little shimmy, whatever.
Yeah, there you go.
So super cute. I'm really interested. I would like to go on this next date, kind of see what else we could do. Maybe outdoors. Maybe you could try this little man spray or whatever, fragrance, whatever, because I'm allergic to acid. It's just a way that you can go about it.
Right.
If you like somebody, and even if you don't be an a-hole.
Right, exactly. I think you're absolutely right, Antionette. And let me just throw this out there. This one is for free, y'all. Antionette brought up the Axe body spray. Fellas, if you are past the age of 13 years old,
thank you,
and you are wearing Axe body spray,
this the tambourine.
Yeah, and the red flag. Tambourine and the red flag.
Red color.
Yeah, there it is.
It's the substitution.
Right. The tambourine and the red flag, y'all. It's here. If you are past the age of 13 and you are wearing Axe body spray, you need the Lord.
Chabu.
You need the
an
Lord.
Evaluation.
Yeah.
Something.
You need the Lord. And fellas, if you need some designer fragrances, hit me up, because I got you. I got you. I can get you the designer fragrances for the low without breaking the bank. But anyway, let's go a little further. Oh, and I can promote that. This is my show. I can
I was
promote
just
all I
about to
want
say,
to.
you better drop it, bro. Drop it.
Yeah, I know, right? But yeah, let's go just a little bit further.
How you say it, you can say something in a nice way as long as you're being direct about it. But it's almost like, yeah, you know what? You should go to the barbershop today, right? But the guy never goes to the barbershop.
Okay, hold on. Are we talking about when you first meet someone, whether you're direct about what you want out of them or what you want for yourself? Or are we talking about in the relationship, whether you're direct
That's
or
what I'm
indirect?
saying. I feel like it's more like, I feel like me personally, I'm a very blunt person. That's the word I like to use. So in a sense, that is kind of direct, right? If I don't like something, I'm vocal about it. If you're doing, if you look a certain way and I'm with you, I'm vocal about it, that I don't like, I am very direct in that sense.
I feel you.
But I'm not direct in a sense that I'm not meeting you the first day and I'm like, hey, so I want to get married in 1 year, or I want to have a baby in 1 year, or like these things that we're trying to. Well,
That's
if that's what
crazy.
you
But
want,
I don't think that should be scary. Like if you said that on a first date, especially we're all adults. Like if I said that on a first date, yes, I would like to get married. I think that's a general statement. Maybe I'm not saying it about you, but I'm saying, yeah, I would like to get married. I don't think that should scare away the person. Be like, well, she wants to get married to me. Like I said that.
But the first date we talk about, the first time you meet somebody,
a real life
Casual
example.
conversation. I think.
how do you skip sex and go straight to marriage? Like I don't understand that. If we're being blunt,
You got to think about the future before you commit and give it up.
no, we ain't talking about that.
Well,
that ain't what a man thinking about. That's not true, Lexi with a Y. Okay, all right. When you meet somebody,
You said you was gonna be nice, and she sits there.
No, don't be nice.
She said, I don't have to be.
You don't have to be nice.
There
You gotta be yourself.
She said, I don't gotta be nice.
That's fine. Then that's fine.
I'm not a mean individual. I'm a direct one.
Yeah. Okay, that's the other thing.
I'm just keeping it a bean.
A lot of people think.
All right, Antionette, I'm gonna let you go first on this round. What do you think about being direct on the first date or at the beginning of a relationship? Talk to me.
So on the first date, like I said before, if you have end goals and you're supposedly on a date with another mature adult that may be on that same page, it depends on how you got on that date too. Did you get it from a site? Because usually with the site, you put your end goals and all this. I'm not sure, but I'm assuming that that's what you do. You put what your goals are, what your interests are, yada yada. And if you have the like interest, you get matched up with this person, right? Like with Matchmaker or whatever, for instance. I think that you need to have that as an icebreaker of not this little frou-frou stuff. Hey, I'm from Orlando. I have 3 kitties and, I like the color purple. Okay, that's fine. But let's really dig a little bit deeper. What do you want to do? Where do you work? Not to be judgmental like that girl was talking about, well, how much money you make, you just here at the bar. We're not talking about that. We're actually talking about what are your interests? Do you plan on having a family in the future? What are your goals? Are you planning on possibly going back to school? Are you interested in starting a business? These are simple things to build that are bricks to your foundation, right? You're trying to lead down a road to success for your lineage, for yourself, for your comfort, so I think the direct approach of what do you want in your life, so that way I can see where I fit in on this puzzle piece for the grand picture. And if my puzzle piece does not fit your puzzle and vice versa, then, it's nice meeting you. I may have a friend who's also, seeking partnership, and you may match somebody else up with somebody. So have these conversations, be direct, and let that person know, hey, either I'm just interested in finding people to add on my list of dating, or hey, I'm just looking for another sister wife or whatever. be direct in what your wants are, what your goals are, so that way you're not wasting somebody else's time because you're just going um, on a date based on aesthetics. You know, some people are real shallow and are like, okay, well, maybe I can mold this person into what I want them to be and just disregard, what their goals are because of their own self confidence that may not be in existence. So it depends. Just be direct at the end of the day so that way you can move forward and not waste somebody's time.
Right. I agree with you 100%, especially once you get to a certain age and a certain point in your life, hey, marriage is my end goal. And, some people these days don't see marriage as a priority. So if it's somebody who don't want to get married and you do, why keep wasting your time with them, right? If you know up front they don't want to get married, or you know up front they don't want to have children, and you do, then that might be something that you need to look at. Do I even need to go on a second date with this person, or do I need and another thing too, uh, y'all men are direct when a man gets to a certain level, and when a man knows what he wants and sees what he wants, he's gonna go hard for that, and he's gonna let it be known up front. I don't care what anybody tells y'all, it does not take 3 to 4 to 5, 6, 7 years to figure out if you want to marry somebody.
Right.
It just absolutely does not take that long. Once you know who you are, what you want, what you're looking for, you shouldn't spend cap 2 years. That cap, if you ain't figured it out in 2 years, if you can see yourself married to this person or not, then chances are you probably can't see yourself married to that person. So
right.
But yeah, Antionette, I know you're not feeling well, and I think something is trying to get me boggled down too.
It's going around.
I think so. I think so. But we did good tonight. I think we're gonna cut it off right here, y'all. But we had an excellent time. Antoinette, thank you so much for joining us as per usual. Do you have anything you want to say to the people?
Y'all, it is always a pleasure, but I would like to see us to have more comments, more involvement. Make sure to like. Y'all, come on, let's subscribe. Let's share this. Let's get involved on these conversations. This is for the betterment of our communities and ourselves. And we would like to see us grow. So let's get to it, y'all. JD, of course, thank you so much for opening this panel and this platform up to us and for having me here. I greatly appreciate it. Mm-hmm. Thank y'all again, and have a great night. Until next week.
Until next week, y'all. Antoinette's Cash App is in the description. So y'all Cash App Antoinette something so she can get her some tea. Or some cough drops and some Walgreens and all that. Shout out to Miss Iris Chapman for always holding us up, y'all. It's your boy JD, aka Mr. December,